So NVIDIA just announced that their robotics chip, the Jetson AGX Store, is now available as a developer kit for $3,499, with production modules for companies available at a lower price for big orders. Now, described as a robot brain, the chip is based on the Blackwell GPU architecture and is 7.5 times faster than its predecessor, with 128 gigabytes of memory to handle large generative AI models. NVIDIA sees robotics as its largest growth opportunity outside of AI. And although it currently accounts for only 1% of the company's revenue, its combined automotive and robotics unit is growing fast, with companies like Agility Robotics, Amazon, and Boston Dynamics already using its Jetson chips. Now, about 3 days ago, I said if Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO, could break above resistance at 292, then look for a 3% run to 299. Take a listen. Now, to the upside, if Broadcom can get back above resistance at 292, then I want you guys to look for a 3% run to 299. So, looking at the current chart, you guys can see that Broadcom did break above resistance at 292, and once it did, it went straight to my price target at 299. With that said, if you'd like more accurate price predictions, then consider subscribing to the channel. Now, Professor Jeremy Siegel says that the bull market is still intact. Take a listen.
Professor of Finance at the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, also chief economist for Wisdom Tree. Professor, great to have you on. And I know those historical stats don't mean squat. They don't mean anything. They don't guarantee anything. But if you're an investor or even a gambling person, you got to kind of like those numbers.
Right. If the roulette spin is red 4 times in a row, it doesn't mean it's going to be red the next time. But I think that a 90-90 day is significant. I don't think we're going to be 20% higher, but 5 to 10% higher within the next 6 months certainly seems like in the realm of possibility. I mean, I think this bull market is certainly still intact. Earnings revisions are still upward. And finally, as you know, I've been calling for lower short-term rates. I believe that Fed funds rate should be in the low 3s, should be 100 basis points below the 10-year. I think it is heading down there, and I think that's a great comfort to investors.
Yeah, were you surprised by just how powerful the market move was on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, when you have such breadth and such power, both in growth and the value. I know Russell was up big because it's the small stocks that are certainly looking for the short-term rate to go down, but it really shows you that this was not a tentative rally. I know there's a little bit of backup now on the Dow, but when you have such a big gain and you hold most of it on the following Monday, especially in a seasonably weak time as we have now, I still think that that's a signal that this rally isn't over.
Does the volume, though, or I should say lack of, Friday aside, Friday we just talked about the huge volume. The rest of last week, it's August, it's summer, volume has been terrible. Professor, today I'm sure the volume numbers won't be great. Does that matter in how we should think about the market?
Well, again, late in August, we've had wonderful weather here on the East Coast, up and down. People are saying, hey, finally beach time. They do their trades in the morning when the announcements are out, and then they go to the beach. The afternoons are really dead in the market, and second half of August, given that circumstance, I think is not unusual. So I'm not worried about the lack of volume. Certainly, in the afternoons, and again in a seasonably weak period, as we know, last half of August and first half of September. If you can show strength, even if you can just maintain where you are in that period of time, that's usually a good omen for the rest of the year.
Now let's go ahead and take a look at the NASDAQ Triple Q. So for the NASDAQ, I am still bearish on the markets, and I'm looking for a pullback to 495 and then to 450. For the S&P 500, I'm looking for a pullback to 574 and then a pullback to 532. That said, here's some important levels to watch on ticker symbol PLTR Palantir and ticker symbol TSLA Tesla. So current support for Palantir is going to be at 156. If the stock cannot stay above this level, then look for a pullback to 150. And if that level breaks, then we're looking at a pullback to 143.77. And from current price, we're looking at a decline of 8%. Now to the upside, if Palantir can stay above current support at 156, then I want you guys to look for a 2% run to 161. And if the stock can break above this level, then look for a run to 169. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 7%. Overall, I'm currently bearish on Palantir stock and I'm looking for a pullback to 131. Let's now go ahead and take a look at Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. So currently Tesla is mounting above support at 340. If the stock cannot stay above this level, then I want you guys to look for a pullback to 325. And if that level breaks, then look for a pullback to 310. And if 310 failed to hold as support, then look for a further pullback to 298. From current price, we're looking at a decline of 14%. Now to the upside, if Tesla can stay above current support at 340, then I want you guys to look for a continuation of 7% to 373. And if the bulls can get above 373 and use that level as support, then look for a run to 415. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 19%. Overall, I am bullish on Tesla and I'm looking for a run to 494. Guys, if you like today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.